Well, I got the spring perch in, the new shock, but as you can see, I did the Fab Rats insulation. It's supposed to go up to the top. Like this one. It looks a little better that way too. Oh well, live and learn. Good thing I checked before I head down the road. Okay, you can see we've got the shock out of the way now. I pre-soaked these with some penetrating oil a couple of days ago when I knew I was going to start this job. So it made it easy for these bolts to come out. But now you can see this angle of the sway bar. See how steeply it goes up? I think if we drop this axle down another 2 inches, that's going to be vertical. And there's a possibility of it jamming forward and locking us up. So this little rod will need to be extended so that this is on a more even plane down here for the sway bar. Oh, and one of my little hacks here is I got the car sitting on my lift, but I'm using my transmission jack with an extension on it to raise and lower the rear end. So I can, once I get the cross sway bar links disconnected, I can lower the rear end and hopefully not have to use these spring compressors. But we'll see. Well, now that I've got the sway bar disconnected, you can see this is where it should ride, somewhere in this area here, not vertically like this, because then it doesn't work. It's going to jam up. So in order to make this ride correctly in the correct position, we're going to need to get a longer sway bar link or make one. And we're going to make one. Okay, we'll be back in a bit when we get these springs out. I just have to lower my jack and hopefully not use the spring compressor. Hopefully we got enough room to get her done. Okay, this spring was out. It was pretty easy. We just had to push down on this, rock it down, and we got enough movement to get it out. It's not going to be that simple going back, because right here, we're just pushing this down to relieve the deal. Sorry I don't have a mount for my camera. But that's all it takes to get this spring out. Now going back is going to be a different story because we don't have 3 inches or 2 inches of extra room here. These top A-arm links are already bottomed out. They're what's supporting the rear end. My jack's not even supporting it right now. There's a little gap in between there. It's just supporting itself. So adding 2 inches of lift is about all you're going to be able to really get away with stock link suspension under here. My plan eventually is to go to long arm, but we got to wait till we save up the money for the parts. So this is what we're going to use for now. Be back in a minute. Okay, we've touched this up with a little paint to prevent any further rusting. Now we're going to install our spring lift. Then we'll put our rubber bushing and our boot. Here we are using the spring compressors. These are pretty handy. They have a little safety pin to keep them from popping off. They were from Amazon. But when you use them, you want to make sure that you place them about 180 degrees apart to get equal pull on your spring when you're compressing it. Now I got to go find my 19mm ratchet wrench so I can take it off quicker. Okay, now you can see we got the new shock in place. I made an extension for the sway bar link. I extended it 3 inches, and I believe it gave it a better angle. Instead of pointing vertical, it's now at at a little bit of an angle, and this is at full droop, so it won't go down any more than that. So it should work properly. Got the new pucks in place, and the new grommets, both sides. Making progress. The next job is to get that notched and fitted.
Sorry I didn't film cutting the notch, but as you can see, I've already done it.
Okay, we got it pushed up into place. All clamped in. Now we'll tack it up. Okay, we're back. I got it sitting on the ground. Were you a little bit curious as to what the stance would look like with that new lift? Yeah, I was too. And there's the rock slider. I think it looks pretty good. And it's the lift is down, so it's standing on its own weight. It'll settle a little bit more when I get the bumper and stuff on the back, but I think that's a pretty good ride height for the kind of trails I'm going to go on. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Yep. Kind of flush with the body. Yeah, this rig here, well, I don't know. What did you guys think you would be doing when you were 70? Going fishing? Seeing the sights? Yeah, me too. But due to situations out of my control, here I am building this for an overlander so I can go drive down all those roads I kept driving by all these years and wanting to see what was on them. Once I get this done, I'll be taking a look. All right, I got to get back to the other side. Okay. Can you guess what's coming next?
Rocks? No.
Paper?
Scissors.
Paint. Primer. Okay, welcome to our redneck paint booth.
Our backdoor paint booth.
Hell, we even got exhaust fan. We're styling.
Industrial.
Only thing left to do now is mask off the car and throw some color on it.
We'll be getting that here this evening.
That's me. It's gonna look much different in a while. A little more tape and plastic, and we're ready for paint.